Hello, fellow Rust Bucket connoisseurs. I'm Rignite, and welcome back to the second episode of AQW Endgame Quest. Yes, that is the name I settled with. And no, I didn't get that name from ChatGPT. Stop accusing me of things you have no proof of. And today, we are back to the Mai Shrekus as we defeat the Chaos Lords and yep along the way. So as you can see, I'm in the tutorial area because there's a bug that causes you to repeatedly spawn here instead of battle on when you skip the tutorial. So that's interesting. So the first map I gotta go to is Slash Join Tavern. It's a map where you gotta talk to a bunch of women. Now that's pretty uncanny. And then you gotta go to probably, I say this every time, but one of the most nostalgic maps in the game, you guys. It's Pine Forest. So let me tell you about Mage class. Mage class is the starting class that deals the most damage to anything but undead. Obviously healer deals more damage against undead, but healer doesn't have the range or the AoE mage has. So it's not as good in my opinion. I think you should go mage just because it's not as good for like soloing stuff and tanking damage, but it just clears rooms fast. And like to use healer properly, you use 3, 2, then 4. And you can deal some okay-ish damage, but to be honest, it just felt so sluggish to kill these enemies. Like, it took me like 20 minutes to clear Mobius last time, so I'm just, after I do the first set of quests, I'm just like, okay, why am I doing this? What about I get a better class? And then I decide to go and get one of probably the best class you can get as a free player, like in the very early game. It's Enforcer. But you ask me, but Ring Knight, isn't Enforcer just a Rust Bucket skin, one of the most garbage classes in the game? No, not anymore. You see, Rust Bucket is the same as it's always been. But Enforcer and its member version, Protocertorian, these classes have been reworked into a pretty amazing class. Like, this class can tank, it can heal, it has some interesting debuffs like reducing dodge chance on enemies, which is amazing because enemies dodge so fucking much. Like, you have no clue how much this helps. And so I just decided to go to Slash Join Dwakel and get the class. Slash Join Crash Site, sorry. Okay, Nostalgia Overflow Part 2. Are you guys ready? So over here in this map, all the quests are the same. Like, they are absolutely the same. You just kill any enemy a bunch of times until you can kill first the Mithraman and then the legendary Protocertorian, the snake-necked dragon man. And I actually dropped Protocertorian. Like, if you remember, equip this. It's slightly better than Enforcer because you got like the legendary rank 10 passive. But since I'm clearly not member, we gotta settle with Enforcer. And oh man, this class is so good now. Like, it's got some pretty good passives as well, like when you unlock. And it deals okay damage, and it's great at clearing rooms fast. So after I'm done with the quests in Pine Forest, it's time to go to Dwarf Hold. Once I arrive here, I can finally figure out what the hell's going on. Apparently the second Chaos Lord is an elf or a drow, and he has a dragon, and he's a dragon lord, and he's enslaving the dwarves. So those are some pretty heavy themes,
Today's subject is slave.
Next up, in the hold of the dwarfs, you gotta, do the usual AQW stuff of killing monsters while pressing random buttons, and then talking to a rock woman, and then talking to a door, and then talking back to the rock woman, and then I'm moving over to the next map. So in this next map, my quest giver is this drow dude that has like 2 eye patches covering both of his eyes, and he gives me Harry Potter's invisibility cloak to sneak to Vath, and there I see him kind of having like a small dick moment where he's like showing his insecurity and saying, "No, I'm good, I'm crazy, I'm the Dragon Lord, I'm amazing, I took over everything." And then the other guy's like shitting his pants in pure fear. So yeah, after doing that nasty bit of business, we're back to killing monsters and doing quests. And hopefully you can see how good Enforcer is. Like, it is so good at clearing rooms quickly because you've got like 2 AoE skills. And yeah, this class used to be like the pinnacle of garbage, and now it's by far the best class you can get in the very early game. Obviously not considering stuff you can just purchase. Because AQW being 100% not a pay to win game, You can just purchase for 6,000 ACs one of the 4 best farming classes in the game, the best soloing classes in the game, some of the best support classes in the game instantly, right? But you know, if you're broke, you just get Enforcer. And after this class, I'll probably get Ranger since you get that by kind of just doing the story. But to be honest, Enforcer just feels so good. Like I know in the first episode I put like Neo Metal Necro, like when I said classes I recommend you get, but to be honest, forget Neo Metal Necro, bro. That shit stinks compared to Enforcer. Like I thought Neo Metal Necro was a lot better than it actually was when I took the time to test it, and Enforcer just destroys that shit. Like Enforcer is so amazing. Like it's crazy just how overbuffed, overtuned this class is. So I'm killing the monsters here. Nothing too crazy happens, and then I kill this ugly lizard dude. And then I get betrayed by the fucking elf and the dwarf because Vath just gives him some gold and he bends over to him. That's pretty nasty stuff, you know? Then they throw me to jail, but then the double pirate elf dude, he gives me my items and says, JK, I'm actually on your side, so, yeah. So the double pirate elf dude tells me that he basically set me up so he can get me to prison, and he gives me my gear so I can help get the dwarves out of prison. And so I like, sure, I'm gonna help you, bro. Then I walk over to this other dwarf, and apparently his plan is to commit terrorism and jailbreak, which are two federal capital offenses that can get you executed in some countries. So maybe don't do that, but I mean, if that's what they want to do, I'm all for it, baby. So next up, I'm killing some bats for their shit so we can make explosives, it seems. And then I kill this fat elf for his skis. And then we commit terrorism and blow up the prison. And then I set the elves free. And next thing you know, we're off to face the Chaos Beast. Rock, or whatever his name is. Now you might be asking, but Ring Knight, isn't there like a silly little minigame you gotta do before you face the Chaos Beast? Well, apparently not, because I just teleported straight to the Chaos Beast and the quest was already there waiting for me. So I take the Chaos Beast down. After a little time, as you can see, the fight goes well. I mean, Enforcer just destroys everything. And then I can go straight for Dragon Lord Vath for a pretty funny cutscene. So as my character arrives to face the boss, I need to climb up a mountain because he flew there for some reason. And my character seems very exhausted, after climbing the mountain. So Dragon Lord Vath asks me, "Oh, so you wanna chill or something before we can face?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure. Let me cool the fuck down first." And then Vath basically says, "All this has been for nothing, right? I'm gonna take out the dwarfs that you just freed, and then I'm gonna keep ruling it." And then I tell him basically, "Well, the dwarves have already defeated your warriors, so..." And then he's like, he completely spazzes the fuck out. Like, he crashes the fuck out, and he's like, what the fuck? You just took out my fucking soldiers? No way." And then, he basically tells me, like an angry little incel, that he's going to kill me and toss my body down. And then he's going to enslave everyone all over again. I bet you will, bro. Bet you will. Next thing you know, I arrive to face him. And I'm just, where the fuck is the dragon? Like, someone just kidnapped the dragon. Like, where is Stalagbite? Vath, where's Stalagbite? So I wait around for him to respawn. He doesn't. Then I just defeat Vath by himself, but I don't get the quest. So then I wait for both of them to respawn and I attack them, but apparently since I used an AoE attack, and if Vath takes damage while Stalagbite's alive, it seems like Stalagbite's just gonna nuke you, so that happens and I die. So I try using Mage, but that doesn't go too well, so then I go back to using Enforcer, and I decided to just not use AoE skills. And yeah, this time it goes pretty well, I defeat Stalagbite, then I defeat Vath, and next thing you know, it's another cutscene, and I'm basically throwing Vath's sword at his amulet, and then Stalagbite breaks free from his control, and he basically tells him, "Ah yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked, bro. Now you're gonna pay." So he flies him away to use him as his sex slave or something. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they had a good time, or they have a good time from now on, because we won't see those guys anymore. So I guess we're just about done with the second Chaos Lord. First one turned into a frog, second one turned into a dragon sex slave. That is a pretty humiliating defeat. For the first one, the second one sounds pretty hot. JK. So this is the video. Hope you enjoyed, and see you again next week.